You're sitting there staring at your phone screen, no messages, no explanations, just silence. It feels cold and heavy. He used to make you feel special, like you were the most important person in his world. Now he's just gone, without a word, without looking back. This question must have haunted many women before you. Did he really care? If he did, why would he leave like this? Carl Jung once said that all the answers we seek outside ourselves are already within us, not in the actions of others, but in how our soul responds to what's happening around us. Do you feel empty? Are you afraid? Do you blame yourself? Or maybe you feel something unexpected, peace. These feelings aren't random. They're clues to your true worth and what this relationship meant. In today's video, we're going to explore the deeper meaning behind someone walking away. We won't try to guess their reasons or analyze their behavior. Instead, we'll look inward to understand what this experience reveals about you. Jung taught that emotions aren't weaknesses, they're guides. They show us parts of ourselves we need to understand better. When someone leaves without explanation, it's not just about them, it's about what this situation awakens inside you. Let's start with something Jung called the shadow. This isn't about darkness or evil. Your shadow is simply everything you've pushed aside about yourself, your fears, your insecurities, those parts you don't want to admit exist. When someone suddenly stops communicating, these hidden parts start to surface. That's why silence can hurt so much. It's not just about losing someone else. It's about facing old wounds you might not even remember having. Think about your childhood. Were you ever left waiting for someone who promised to come back? Did you ever feel invisible when you needed attention most? These early experiences shape how we react to loss as adults. Jung believed we meet ourselves again and again through different people. Every relationship teaches us something about who we are. Even painful endings aren't failures, they're opportunities for growth. So instead of asking, "Why did he leave?" ask yourself, what part of me is reacting to this? What memories does this bring up? Why does this absence feel so significant? Here's something important to understand. Pain isn't the enemy. It's a messenger. When we feel hurt, it's not because someone damaged us, but because we're facing something inside ourselves that needs healing. Jung compared the unconscious mind to an ocean. It's deep and sometimes frightening, but learning to navigate it makes us stronger. The pain of being left behind isn't about weakness. It's about discovering strength you didn't know you had. Let's talk about patterns. How many times have you been drawn to someone who made you feel special, only to pull away? And each time, did you find yourself trying harder to keep their attention? This isn't coincidence. It's what Jung called a psychological loop, repeating the same experiences until we understand what they teach us. Breaking free starts with awareness. Silence, according to Jung, isn't emptiness. It's full of meaning. Like a dream that stays with you long after waking, silence holds messages about who we are and what we need to learn. Ask yourself, why does this particular absence matter so much? Is it about him, or does it connect to something deeper in your life? What fears or insecurities does it bring to the surface? Many people say they're fine with casual connections, yet still feel pain when someone moves on. This isn't hypocrisy, it's honesty with yourself. Recognizing your true needs is the first step toward self-understanding. Jung didn't believe in judging these feelings. He saw them as important parts of who we are that deserve attention. The part of you that wants commitment, that feels hurt by silence. These aren't flaws to fix, but aspects to understand. Let's consider projection. This is when we see qualities in others that actually reflect parts of ourselves. You might have loved someone not for who they really were, but for what they represented to you. Jung called these inner images archetypes, fundamental patterns shared across humanity. In every woman, he believed, exists an image of the ideal partner, and we often project this onto real people. But here's the trap. When we fall in love with an image rather than reality, disappointment follows. True connection happens when we see someone clearly, not through the lens of our hopes and dreams. This doesn't mean relationships are illusions. It means healthy relationships require seeing both the other person and ourselves honestly. Projection can be a starting point, but not the whole story. Watch how you feel when someone pulls away. This reaction shows more about you than about them. If their distance makes you lose your sense of self, there's something important to explore. On the other hand, if you can feel sadness without losing yourself completely, it suggests a strong foundation within. This isn't about being better than others. It's about understanding your journey. Jung believed synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, happens when we're living authentically. Have you noticed moments where life seemed to send you exactly the message you needed? Maybe a song played at the right time, or a book opened to the perfect page. These aren't random events. They're signs you're moving in the right direction. The universe communicates in subtle ways when we're paying attention. Letting go isn't failure. It's one of the bravest choices we can make. Jung saw this as part of individuation, the process of becoming fully ourselves. Sometimes we must release relationships to discover who we truly are. Don't confuse letting go with giving up. It's a conscious decision to honor your truth. When you stop chasing someone who won't stay, you create space for authentic connections to grow. Your worth isn't determined by whether someone chooses to stay in your life. It comes from knowing yourself deeply and honoring your needs consistently. As we continue exploring Jungian psychology, remember this core teaching. The most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. All other relationships reflect this inner connection. When someone walks away without explanation, it's painful. But this pain can become wisdom if we listen to its message. What part of yourself needs your attention now? Jung reminded us that consciousness is the antidote to suffering. When we understand our patterns, recognize our projections, and face our shadows, we gain freedom. You don't need someone else's approval to validate your worth. The journey towards self-awareness is the path to true confidence. This is what Jung called the process of becoming. Let's discuss synchronicity more deeply. Have you experienced moments that felt like fate? Maybe you thought of someone out of nowhere, then heard from them minutes later. These aren't just lucky accidents. Jung believed they happen when our inner world aligns with outer circumstances. Pay attention to these moments. They often carry important messages. When you start living authentically, guided by intuition rather than fear, the world seems to respond differently. Opportunities appear. New connections form. Doors open that were previously closed. This isn't magic. It's alignment. When you're true to yourself, you resonate with people and situations that support your growth. This is the power of self-awareness. Remember, synchronicity works both ways. A message from someone from your past isn't automatically a sign to reconnect. Sometimes it's a test to see if you've truly grown beyond old patterns. Check in with yourself. Does thinking about this person fill you with anxiety or peace? The answer reveals more about your current state than about their intentions. Let's return to the concept of projection. Think about what initially attracted you to this person. Was it their confidence, their mystery, their emotional depth? Jung suggested these attractions reveal parts of ourselves we haven't fully embraced. If you admired their strength, perhaps this reflects courage within you that's waiting to emerge. Understanding projection doesn't diminish love, it deepens it. When we recognize what we're bringing to a relationship, we can build genuine connection rather than chasing ideals. This brings us to another key Jungian idea: integration. Facing difficult experiences helps us become whole. When someone leaves, it's an invitation to reclaim parts of yourself you gave away. Integration isn't about forcing positivity, it's about accepting all aspects of yourself, the joyful and the painful. Only then can you form healthy relationships with others. Consider this. The man who walked away might represent something important about your relationship with yourself. Did you neglect your own needs while focusing on him? Are you ready to change that? Jung emphasized the importance of symbols in our lives. A phone that doesn't ring, unread messages, a familiar place you visited together. These all carry meaning beyond their physical presence. Symbols speak the language of the unconscious. Learning to interpret them helps us understand ourselves better. What do these reminders of your lost relationship symbolize to you now? Returning to the beginning question, did he really care? From a Jungian perspective, this misses the deeper point. Whether he cared matters less than what this experience reveals about you. Use this time of solitude for reflection. Journaling can help uncover patterns. Meditation allows space for insight. Therapy provides guidance on this journey of self-discovery. At Mindology Hub, we believe personal growth never stops. Each relationship teaches us something valuable, even when it ends. The key is staying open to learning. Here's a powerful exercise Jung recommended. When feeling overwhelmed by loss, pause and ask yourself, what part of me feels threatened by this absence? This simple question shifts focus from external circumstances to internal understanding. The answer will guide you toward meaningful self-discovery. Remember, healing takes time. Don't rush yourself through grief. Allow space for all emotions to arise without judgment. This compassionate approach builds resilience. Jung warned against mistaking temporary relief for true healing. Distracting yourself with new relationships or busyness might ease pain temporarily, but prevents lasting growth. True healing happens when we sit with discomfort long enough to understand its message. What wisdom hides beneath your sadness? What changes does this experience call for? Consider this paradox. Sometimes the most loving act is walking away, not just from a relationship, but from parts of ourselves that no longer serve us. Growth requires release. The man who left might have done you a strange favor by creating space for self-exploration. While painful, this situation offers an opportunity to deepen your relationship with yourself. Jung described this process as shadow work, facing parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore. It's challenging, but ultimately liberating. The more you accept about yourself, the freer you become. Practice self-compassion during this time. Treat yourself with the kindness you'd offer a dear friend in similar circumstances. Inner kindness fosters genuine healing. At Mindology Hub, we emphasize gradual transformation over quick fixes. Real change unfolds slowly, like seasons turning. Trust the process even when progress feels imperceptible. Let's revisit synchronicity one more time. As you grow in self-awareness, notice how the world seems to mirror your inner state. Positive shifts attract positive circumstances. This isn't wishful thinking, it's psychological truth. When you radiate confidence and self-respect, you naturally attract healthier connections. Your energy shapes your reality. Finally, remember Jung's central teaching. The goal of life isn't perfection, but wholeness. Embracing all aspects of yourself leads to authentic fulfillment. Whether this relationship continues or ends, you've gained valuable self-knowledge. This understanding becomes a foundation for future happiness, both alone and with others. Thank you for watching this video. If this exploration of Jungian psychology resonated with you, please subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Our journey of self-discovery continues together.